Richard Earl Carter was born on July 31, 1959, and raised in post-industrial Detroit, Michigan, following the decline of the city's auto industry and widespread white flight from the inner city. He grew up on the same street as future world champion boxer Thomas the Hitman Hearns, near Detroit City Airport. The city's five-day 1967 riot occurred just days before his 8th birthday. As a teenager, Carter joined a car theft ring and purchased a BMW with the profits. In 1977, he also bought a powder blue Mercedes Benz and was convicted of receiving stolen goods that same year. After his release in 1982, Carter entered the boxing world, starting as Hearns' towel boy and eventually becoming both his bodyguard and the manager for his own brother, Greg Carter. During this period, he mingled with boxing legend Sugar Ray Leonard and iconic promoter Don King at Detroit's world-famous Kronk Gym. Later, Carter and his lifelong friend, Demetrius Holloway, founded a drug trafficking organization, filling the void left by Sylvester Seal Murray. By the early 1980s, Murray, known as the S-Man, had established himself as the leading supplier of heroin, cocaine, and marijuana in the Detroit area. His clientele included the notorious YBI and Pony Down organizations. However, a conviction in December 1982, following a major narcotics sweep that took down the leadership of YBI, including 41 of its top lieutenants, created a power vacuum and an immense demand for illicit substances across Detroit. Carter began selling heroin in 1983, and by 1985, he had made a name for himself in the Motor City, associating with groups like the Chambers Brothers, the Davis family, what remained of YBI, and the Curry Boys. Carter and Holloway consolidated their power through key alliances, ensuring a steady drug supply by aligning with 16-year-old drug supplier Richard White Boy Rick Wershey, who was dating the wife of convicted drug kingpin Johnny Curry and the niece of Detroit's then-mayor Coleman Young. The duo secured their safety from rivals by incorporating Reginald Rockin' Reggie Brown's murder-for-hire gang into their operations. Carter financed Brown and his brothers, Ezra Wizard Brown, Gregory Ghost Brown, and Terrence Boogaloo Brown, providing them with bulletproof vests, high-powered assault rifles, automatic pistols, and high-priced defense attorneys. With an enforcement arm in place, Carter expanded his supply chain, establishing connections on both the East and West Coasts via Miami and Los Angeles. Federal investigators credit his organization as the first to dominate the Tower 75 corridor, turning it into a major drug pipeline from Miami to Detroit. Carter earned his nickname, Maserati Rick, at age 25 when he became one of the first African Americans of his generation in Detroit to own a Maserati. Although his preferred luxury car was a Mercedes Benz, a friendly rivalry with Holloway pushed him to buy the Italian sports car. His arrival at a Detroit nightclub in the new Maserati reportedly cemented the nickname. While Carter's official residence was listed as a modest bungalow on Burwood Avenue, he also owned a lavish riverfront condo and a fortified flat near East Jefferson Avenue and Alter Road, said to be as secure as a military bunker. He laundered drug proceeds through small businesses, including hair salons, barber shops, and car washes. The car washes served a dual purpose, concealing his true income and facilitating drug or cash transfers by driving cars in empty and exiting full. By 1987, Carter was Detroit's primary drug supplier, expanding into other Michigan cities like Kalamazoo, Lansing, Grand Rapids, Saginaw, and Port Huron. His group, known as the Best Friends, was notorious, with members driving late-model Volvos and wearing black jackets embroidered with the group's name. Carter became a multimillionaire before turning 30, with an estimated net worth exceeding $20 million. However, his rise to the top was bloody. His organization was linked to over 100 homicides. His most significant conflict emerged with childhood friend and former associate Edward Big Ed Hansard. The feud's origins are disputed. Some blame a debt, others blame territory disputes, or Hansard's decision to bypass Carter for a California connection. Tensions escalated from insults to violent shootouts. Carter reportedly made 3 attempts on Hansard's life, with one confrontation leaving Hansard hospitalized with a gunshot wound to the stomach. In response to police pressure, Hansard temporarily relocated to Yazoo City, Mississippi. Yet his drug operations persisted, and he reportedly vowed revenge against Carter. Upon returning to Detroit, Hansard allegedly participated in drive-by shootings, targeting Carter's family, including an incident where Carter's mother was holding his 2-year-old son. On September 10, 1988, a shootout outside one of Carter's car washes left Carter wounded and Hansard shot in the arm. 2 days later, while recovering in room 307 at Mount Carmel Mercy Hospital, Carter was allegedly assassinated by Lodrick the Hitman Parker, one of Hansard's enforcers. Carter, age 29, was pronounced dead at 6:01 p.m. from gunshots to the face. His murder marked the first shooting inside the hospital in its 50-year history, prompting citywide security policy changes. Just hours after his death, Carter was named as a defense witness in another drug trial. He was laid to rest in a $16,000 custom silver casket designed to resemble a Mercedes Benz, complete with working lights and spinning wheels, and interred at Elmwood Cemetery in Detroit. Following Carter's death, many associates met grim fates. Tracy Cowan, Carter's longtime girlfriend, was sentenced to 20 years in prison on drug charges. Richard "White Boy" Rick Wershey had already been sentenced to life 8 months before Carter's murder. Reginald "Rockin' Reggie" Brown received a life sentence just months later. On September 17, 1990, Carter's brother Clyde and his girlfriend were shot to death, though their baby survived. The following month, Holloway was gunned down while shopping downtown. Lodrick Parker was tried and acquitted of both Carter and Holloway's murders. Carter's life and death remain an enduring chapter in Detroit's criminal history. A rise to power fueled by drugs, violence, and luxury, ending in a tragic and cinematic demise that reshaped the city's underworld forever. Despite the violent nature of his empire, Carter's story is a stark reminder of the socio-economic struggles that plagued Detroit in the late 20th century. His meteoric rise and fall symbolize the allure and danger of fast money and street notoriety, leaving a lasting impact on the city's collective memory. His life serves as both a cautionary tale and a piece of Detroit's complex, gritty legacy.